So growing up as a stoner, you guys, getting high in the most inconvenient and inappropriate times was kind of the norm. And because you had little to no self-control, you really didn't have a choice. And this is why as a teenager, I would literally always have my pipe strapped on me. Just because, you never really know when you're going to get that urge. And when you get that urge, it's kind of like, alright, it's either I get high now or, I can probably not get high, but I'm probably going to get high. And this might cause you to do some things that, you're not really proud of. You can't really tell people because they might look at you like not that great. But you know what they say. Well, I don't really know what they say, but I'm just trying not to look like such a bad guy here. So one day in my senior year, I get to school about an hour early, and I'm just sitting in my car and I'm just thinking, alright, I'm here pretty early, I can probably get to the library. I'm literally failing all my classes, maybe I can knock out some of these missing assignments. But then I look to my passenger seat, and I see a literal nug of weed just sitting on my car seat, and I'm just like, dude, this literally must be a sign from God. So I decide, you know what, man, fuck school, I'm probably gonna get high. So then I'm just like, you know what, let me invite some people. If I'm gonna get high before school, it's not really fair just to, only do it by myself. Also, I was kind of scared that, if I went down, I could bring other people down with me. So I decided to hit up my girlfriend. I'm like, yo, babe, just here at school really early, looking to spend some time with my boo bear. You down to come and smoke? And she's just like, yeah, dude, I'm down. I'll be there in a couple minutes. And so it's just me and her chilling in my car. And I'm like, you know what? 2 is company, but 3 is a party. Let me invite my boy Ryan. He literally lives right down the street. So I hit up Ryan. I'm like, dude, great news. Smoke sesh right before school. You down or what? And he goes, dude, I am literally so down, dude. I will be there in 5 minutes. And so Ryan hops in the car, and right before we're about to spark the pipe, my boy, we'll just call him Fish. Fish comes along, and he's just walking alongside my car. He goes, hey, you guys about to smoke? And I'm just like, nah, bro, we're praying. And he's like, oh, well, if you were gonna smoke, I have some weed. And I'm like, well, we're gonna smoke before we pray, so, if you want to join. So he got in the car, and at this point, you guys, it's the 4 of us. And so right before we spark it, Ryan goes, dude, maybe we should, park down the street. We're literally in the school parking lot. And I look at him, and I'm just like, you know what, dude? You're probably right. So then I just start smoking and completely disregard his comment. And honestly, you guys, it was great. I got 2 of my friends in the back seat. I got my boo bear right next to me, and we are getting absolutely schloated. We don't even roll down the windows because we want all of our brain cells to be we just don't want them to be there by the time we get out. And we're having such a good time that we completely lose track of time. And by the time I look at the clock, it is literally 15 minutes past the time school started. And we're just like, all right, well, I think we should probably go inside. And literally, as we say that, we see a administrator or a teacher coming out of the front office towards our car. And we just start scrambling to hide the weed. We roll the pipe back up in the sock that I had it in, throw it underneath the seat. And as the teacher is getting closer to the car, Ryan goes, dude, just pull out of the parking lot and drop us off somewhere else so she doesn't smell the smoke. And I'm like, you know what, dude, that sounds like a good idea. But then I start thinking, I literally only brought these people along for insurance so I don't get in trouble. So I decide to roll down their window. So it kind of puts them in a position where it's like, you either get out of the car or the teacher's going to come up to your window and talk to you guys. And this worked really well. As soon as the window rolled down completely, both Ryan and Fish jumped out of my car and started running. I can't tell you where they ran, but they were gone. And I took this opportunity to take me and my boo bear out of the school parking lot, and we parked down the street. So we get out of the car, and luckily, you guys, I've snuck out of school enough times to know which gates they lock and which gates they don't lock. So we go in through the gates that they don't lock. Me and Boo Bear give each other a kiss, dab each other up, and we head to our individual classes. And so I get to my class, I take my seat, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm just like, dude, I literally just dodged a bullet. I can't even imagine the shit I would have been in if we would have gotten caught. And I look at my phone, and I get a text from Ryan, Fish, and my Boo Bear, and they're all like, dude, we got to class safe and sound. That was pretty crazy, but we should try to do it again tomorrow. So I'm sitting in class, a couple minutes have passed by, and, I'm just thinking it's going to be a normal day, not doing anything because I'm so high. But then all of a sudden, I hear the classroom door open. And, I didn't turn around to see who it was, but I think I kind of already knew what was going on. And the whole class turns around, but I'm still facing the teacher, acting like I'm really invested in the lesson. I literally can't tell you what class I was in or what we were even learning. But then all of a sudden, I heard my vice principal's voice say, "Mr. Winter, can we please borrow platypus?" And so I turn around and my vice principal is standing in the doorway with the campus police officer. And I let out a nasty baby poopy fart. So I go outside with them and they're just like, "Can you please stand up against the wall?" And I'm like, okay, that's kind of kinky, but okay. So I stand up against the wall and they're just like, "So where were you this morning?" And I was like, home? And they were like, "No, where were you in the parking lot?" And I was like, in the parking lot? And they're just not having it. You guys are like, "Enough of the smartass answers. We know you smoked in your car." And I'm just like, dude, that is cap. You guys literally have no proof. But then the vice principal pulls out his phone and he pulls up a video of the security camera. And you can clearly see my car's windows rolling down, a bunch of smoke coming out, and you see Ryan and Fish hitting the dash, leaving the parking lot. And they're just like, "We believe this is your car?" And I literally don't have an excuse, you guys. I'm just standing there petrified. And I'm just like, "Yeah, well, I didn't smoke." And they're like, "Okay, let me smell your hands." And so at this point, I know I'm caught, you guys. So I give them my hands, they smell it, and they're like, "All right, well, it smells like some nasty baby poopy fart, but I can also get a hint of weed, so come with us to the office." To save you guys from all the details, we all ended up getting suspended for a week. But on the bright side, Thanksgiving break literally started next week, so it was kind of like we got an extended break. I usually like to end my story times with a little lesson I learned. And honestly, you guys, there really is no lesson. I was too high to even comprehend what was going on. But now that I look back at it, all I can say is, if you're gonna smoke in the school parking lot, just make sure you got some people there for insurance so you don't end up getting caught.